Welcome, everyone. The topic for the day is cultural impact on employee engagement. So, we will like to understand the work culture, the organizational culture, and how does it bond with the engagement of the employee, and what is the utility or the outcome thereby. So, basically, the agenda would be to understand employment engagement and the relationship between culture, commitment, and performances. So, what we are looking at drawing certain parameters, certain relationship, as in with the organization culture, the commitment, and the performance of the employees thereby. Understand culture, what exactly it is all about, and how is it important to an organization. So that is the other thing that we will come to know about it. Learn to build employment engagement by motivating the workforce, and this is the crux of the presentation as to what can be done to engage employee and improve productivity. So, what does exactly you understand by the word engagement? Remember, engaged employees are those who are constantly motivated to go beyond expectation and probably who are more committed to the companies and the customer thereby. So, the Institute of Employment Studies actually defines engagement as a positive attitude towards the organization. The one word for it is loyalty. Awareness of the business content, definitely yes, the process thereby, and so on and so forth. And work with colleagues to improve performances thereby. So, what we are talking about? We are talking about loyalty, we are talking about employment and engagement, we are talking about productivity, we are talking about commitment, and you name it. It is basically the sync between the organizational objective and the employee's objective, the real picture. Remember, I have taken this thing from Gallup.com. That's wonderful company. In fact, Gallup has given a lot of contributions toward understanding organization culture, organization commitment, team building, and so on and so forth. So we'll talk about the engagement level. Remember, actively people who are not interested are 17% of the total population, and I'm talking about a big company, right? It cannot be applied to any small company because small company, the cohesiveness is completely on a different level. So, and then there is the majority of them who are there to earn their bread and butter, approximately 54%. It is this 29% who are actually engaged and who are passionate about their job and who think for the organization. So this is what we are looking into it. Remember, these two is what we are actually going for. This is what performances and engagement. So 29% are definitively engaged employee, 54% are on a barter system, as in give and take, as in they will give their skills, they will give their effort, they will give their time, their knowledge in lieu of the wages that they're going to earn around it. And then there are people who are actively disengaged, probably are not interested, but nevertheless they exist in an organization everywhere, around 17% of it. So why engagement is important? Most important, why exactly do you require engagement? First and foremost thing, it says that engaged employee outperforms their counterpart by one-fourth of a percent, approximately 25%. 20 to 28% is what engaged employment would be looking at it. Similarly, the consulting also looked at around 28 multinational companies and found that the engaged employees company, the average price of the share was 16% vis-a-vis the industry average being 6%. So if you have engaged employee, the productivity is good, the share price is good, it means it is beneficial to each of the stakeholders, be it the shareholders, be it the employees, be it the customers, and you are having a gala time. So there's direct correlation between an engaged employees and what, and retentions of talent. So there would be less of an attrition level, there will be a quality level of customer service. What does it mean? It means less complaint. There will be an individual enhanced individual performance. What does it mean? It means the overall performance of the organization also gets enhanced. As with the team performance, the business unit productivity, the financial parameters, all will show a very healthy signs altogether. So please understand the fact that engaged employees will take the organization by far and exceed the expectation, thereby whichever whatever you said. So it makes sense to invest in the employees. It makes sense to get your employees engaged, because this will overall improve the productivity. That will overall reduce the attrition. They will overall reduce the customer complaints, and so on and so forth. So yes, engagement is of vital. Let us understand what is our culture. Let us understand. Probably, if you can answer this seven odd questions, you will understand the culture of your organization that you people are working in or been associated with. First and foremost thing, what words would you describe your organization? Now, this word will itself tell you whether the organization culture is good, bad, or healthy, depending upon the connotations of the word, whether the adjective you use are positive or negative. How a decision made, is it centralized, is it decentralized, is it participative, is it democratic, is it autocratic? You need to tell me, and you will come to everything as in which words are the good words and which were the negative words, and this will define the cultures of the organization. How a promotion determined, is it on productivity, is it on performances, is it on nepotism, is it on relationship? What do you mean? How transparent is it? What is focused on more? This is what the transparency level will be speaking about. What gets rewarded? Is it hard work? Is it customer complaint? Is it uh, good presentation, or it is hard selling that goes around it? What does the physical environment look like? This is again will give you a definitive pointers if you cannot answer the previous questions as such with a perfect adjective. The workplace that you work in, how is the ambience, how is the restroom, how is the corridor, is it well maintained, ill maintained? It will tell it to you a lot about the organization. So one of the easiest of the question for you to answer. And definitely, how is the feedback given? This is somewhere down the corner. Probably every managers, every supervisor should be giving feedback about the performances of their subordinates. So, importance of culture, number one is a direct link between cultures and what? And performances. Remember, definitive cultures means engage employees, and that will automatically do a high performances. So direct link between the culture and the level of employment, employee engagement is what we are doing going about it. It is directly proportional to it one. So let us understand the level of commitment. Remember, level of commitment is all about engagement. The one word, if you don't still understand, is the loyalty factors. How loyal are your employees? How willing are they to go the distance to ensure that the organizational objectives are met? So basically, there are two parameters. One is an internal factor, and the other one is an external factor. External factors are your employees who are on contractual in nature. They are not your permanent employees. There might be temporary employees, there might be seasonal employees, there might be contractual employees, but not permanent employees. They might even be a regular employee. So we need to understand as far as the internalization is concerned and identification is concerned. So how do you distinguish between these two kind of employees as such? If your external employees, your contractual employees is very happy with you, I am sure your internal or the regular payroll or the permanent payroll members will be thrilled to work for you. So this is what you need to understand as far your employee levels of commitment is concerned. What is the commitment level? One of the wonderful performances that goes around here, please mention it. This is the performances that comes, the graph is going up and away. It is all about external commitment. Remember, external commitment, if they are loyal, if they are happy with you, if these are the employees, the contractual employees are happy with you, I'm sure the internal commitment is on a very higher note. They will be actually thrilled to be associated with the organization altogether. And this is what it's all about. The engagement is all about it. Remember, a highly engaged, be it your internal employees or the external employees, the consultant, the vendors, the contractual employees, means a lot of performances, means a lot of profitability. That is what I'm trying to tell it to you. It's a lot of profitability coming around it based on your commitment levels around. So ensure there is a highly engaged environment as far as employees are concerned. Organization, employees who are engaged, what do they exhibit? They have a positive attitude and a pride in the company. Absolutely, yes. Believe in the product and the service of that is being offered, act as a business owners, and they don't do not like to be associated as or known as an employee, as a supervisor or as a manager or as a director. They will take a pride when they speak about the companies as if they are the owners of the company. This feeling of empowerment is all what you can understand about the difference that a wonderful company is differentiated by a good company. So this is this feeling of empowerment, believe that their work is actually benefiting the organization in a positive way, improving the information so that all can be in the same boat, absolutely in the same boat, should I say best in the class. Everybody is knowing about whatever things are happening within the organization. It's a transparent organization that I'm talking about. Promotes a positive culture, take advantage of being global company through employee interactions, and allows the environment to be very fun oriented. People enjoy working for you. What does it mean? It means there's a enhancement of company performances, individual performances, organizational pride, team productivity, and employee retention. These are the things that are all positives around it, that are all filled up with optimism about the companies, be it the individual, the organizational pride, the team productivity, the employee retention. Everything clinks, all the check boxes are filled in, which signifies yes, this is a wonderful company to be associated with. Even if you are not associated as an employee, as a customer, as a shareholder, as in vendor, this is the company that everybody would like to be associated. So elements of engagement is of role of a leader. That is what we are talking about it. The role of a manager, the communication expert, building a sense of we feeling among the team, the recognition, the appreciation, the celebration, the proactive human resources, and how well do we measure progress. And this is what we are trying to tell it to you. This is the employee engagement that I want to communicate. It is how good you are in, and if you are have a wonderful leader, wonderful manager, transparent communication, sense of camaraderie within your team, have a frequent recognition, appreciation, or should I say celebration of all little successes that the team meets, probably will make a cohesive team altogether. That is what the proactive human resources is all about it. So let me understand the role of a leader. Remember, role of a leader is not to only lead from the front, but they should enthuse motivation, confidence among their follower. It's the people leadership that I'm talking about than that of a business leader. Definitely, the being a people leader does not mean that you want to make a compromise as far as a business objective is concerned. This should be actually focused upon and no way compensated for being a people leader. At the same time, you should always ensure that the leader behaves like a leader, leads from the front, is a role model, and his or her behavior actually exhibit the culture and values and ethos of the organization. And that is what the self leadership is all about it. Remember, the role of a leader is of people leadership, business leadership. Role of a manager are the people who are in a responsible position, who basically play or who basically are the first hand a person to engage employee. Remember, research have shown that the role of a manager is the number one reason why employee is satisfied or otherwise. The managers, it is often said, a person does not resign from the job, a person resigns from the managers. Changes does not change the organization, but changes his reporting or her reporting boss. So essentially, successful managers are inclusive with all team members. They provide clarity. There's a care about their employees, show a link between the individual roles and business as a whole. Impart a clear set of directions. Remember, proactively inform the team as to what they are happening. Develop and help the individual grow, and positively appreciate everyone. These are the reasons. These are the characteristics of a successful manager. Remember, inclusivity is the key, communication is the key, transparency is the key, um, appreciation is the key. It is basically what we are looking as a perfect role manager. So let us understand. I have already said communication is the key, right? So what do we go about it? So what is it? It is all about communication as far as credibility is concerned. communicate as frequently as possible, create forums, encourage two-way communication, anchor communication that has been there, which has been mentioned out here. When you anchor communication, you will know them with the specifics of the data of the business fundamental, business strategy. Exactly, you're not cooking up data, you're not cooking up information. Be factual about it, because then only you'll build credibility among your followers or team member. Let us talk about the connection part, wherein show the employees how their job is contributing to the business. Make ensure that each person is contributing, and their contribution is very vital to the overall effectiveness of the firm or the organization. Provide actionable guidance, give a constructive feedback how they can contribute or improve upon their performances. This is what connection is all about it. If you can do it, nothing like it. Then we are talking about contributions. Remember, the top management, they need to be very communicative, very much accessible, or very much transparent. Now this is where you need to understand to appeal to the emotional content or commitment of the employees by linking personal experience to the business initiative. This is what is contribution is all about. That is what we look into it. The three C's for communication being effective is credibility, connections, and contribution. If you have these three C's in place, I am sure the culture of the organization is going to be a vibrant one. Again, repetition of credibility, connection, and contribution, that is of utmost importance. So building a sense of team is basically the company sponsored activities. Yes, definitely. There might be birthday celebration, there might be annual picnic, there might be the annual general meeting, whatever you go around it. Then we have the community involvement, as in whatever the corporate social responsibility that the company encourages or often undertake altogether. This is all about being involved or being a participant in the community. Individual volunteerism is what we will always, or a company will always encourage these employees to go for certain voluntary activity. Remember, this voluntary activity is nowhere linked to the directly to the productivity or the overall objective of the organization. These are basically the fringe activity that comes around it, which benefits the community or the society at large. So collaborate with co-workers to promote a positive work environment. Yes, definitely. And set clear objectives that the team is striving to achieve. Be very clear with your communications together. So we talk about the recognition and celebration. Yes, this is of vital important, because this creates a sense of vibrancy within the team. Camaraderie has been built among the team member. How do we go about it? It's the on the spot award, as on when on the recognition has been done. Mid level awards that goes around it, and the key contributor award, which is often mentioned as in who is doing the right thing on the job, probably giving a sense of direction not only to the person who has got the award, but to the rest of the team members as what has been desired to be mimicked. Remember, during team meetings, thanking individual or the team for a job well done is half the battle won. The service award, the site celebration, that keeps on happening every. So proactive human resources is what we are looking into it. We are looking at an involvement of human resources on a higher time basis. Drive people planning cycle, enhance, motivate, retain the most important assets of the people, drive performances and profitability thereby. This is what you are looking into it. So first and foremost is having a vibrant, or should I say very active, human resource department working around it, where they are basically looking not only at the grievance handling procedure, disciplinary issue, but also encouraging the right practices thereby, as far as people planning is concerned, as far as motivation training development is concerned, as far as performance appraisal feedback is concerned. So let us understand to measure the progress. Number first is to conduct an organizational climate service to understand how well or how not so well the employees are satisfied. This is what we need to find it out with. Then first survey that goes around it, using this finding of service to improve the culture is very pertinent and become the employees of choice. Such surveys should be conducted on an annual basis every now and then. Remember, pieces comes together. We come to the fag end of the presentation, where everything called measurement, everything called the role of a leader, the communication toolkit, the role of a manager, the building of a team sense of building of the team spirit, if you want to go around it, the celebration and the initiatives of the HR, they all come together to focus on the employees, and the employee becomes much more engaged and much more deliberate towards the cause organization. What does this does altogether? As a role of a leader, it will promote high performance culture. As a role of a manager, it will definitively set the clear expectations and the feedback and support that will be extended from time to time. Communication is all about building trust among the people, having faith among them, encourage the sense of team. Basically means collaboration being encouraged altogether, builds an environment of that celebrates, is all about recognition and celebrations. We are talking about the initiatives wherein the development of the employees, the promotional avenues, the career planning, the succession planning is an integral part of it. And what last but not the least is of measurement as to where we began and where have we reached, is all about ensuring the fact that there is desired impact taking place. Things that matter to employees the most is the company must serve first and foremost thing, feeling appreciated. The employee should feel that they are contributing positively towards the organization, being valued and respected within the organization. Career opportunity for advancement within the organization is what we are talking about. Succession planning and the uh, career planning is concerned, the organization effectively utilizes the knowledge, the skills, the abilities, the network of the employees that has been done. This is what the employees will be contributing to the companies proactively on their own. With this, I come to an end of this presentation. Thank you for watching this video.